that experience is kind of like what I was telling you about the military.
Yeah.
Very structured, organized. No, there's no excuses. There are no alibis. There's no defaults. Everybody has to be on point. You're there for a particular reason, and the reason to be the best of the best of the best. So you don't have any confrontations. You don't have any stigmas. You don't have any colors. You don't have anything. You just do your job.
You have partnered with Face the Fight to help break the stigma around veterans seeking help and providing for those who are struggling. So what more can you tell us about this partnership?
This partnership is, first off, Face the Fight it's a corporate, bunch of entities with corporate organizations, military, just a whirlwind of everyone coming together as one. It's a $40 million endeavor right now, which they're going to be doing this through grants to other nonprofits. That, of course, been vetted with the Elizabeth Doe Foundation. Excuse me. Elizabeth Doe Foundation, to actually have grants to go out to those parts of it. And Face the Fight is basically is an initiative to go for 2030 to cut down that 1.5 double rate for suicide compared to the population.
Absolutely. And, you were a master sergeant in the U.S. Army. When you finished your post-service career, how was this transition for you?
Transition for me from my military career was hard. I think it's like for any other veteran, it's going to be a hard transition. First, you go from from a structured organization with hundreds or thousands to a cubicle of 12 or 5, right? That leadership role is kind of put behind, and that can be very traumatic for some people, and they won't know how to handle it. Or also working with other people that don't have this exact same mindset. But it's like I said, it's a double-edged sword where they have to understand on the civilian side as well as you have to understand on the military side. So it's that unity in understanding that part of it. But I will be a little bit biased on that part. I do think it's a little bit harder for the veterans that are transitioning because of doing this for the last 20, 30, some 35 years of just complete structure. And now you go into a different world that you're unaware of. It's like moving to a different country and you've had the best of your life. And now all of a sudden you're just living in a hut.
Mm-hmm. And because of what you went through, your post-service career, is that one of the reasons why you wanted to get involved with Face the Fight, and just in the sense that just adding more resources for veterans who need help?
Because of what I went through, of course. I have PTSD, and I went nationally and I talked about that. And that was okay for me to talk about it, but it's not okay for me not to get some type of support and assistance. And I've been with USAA for over 25 years. And when I heard about this, it was a no-brainer. It's what I do, who I do, and what better cause and organization that already supports so many men and women in uniform. I mean, millions of men and women in uniform. So why would I not join with them? And then, which is an honor to go ahead and push out this initiative with so many different people, which is going to help and save millions of lives.
Absolutely. And how can veterans or really anyone learn more about Face the Fight?
Face the Fight, you can go to wefacethefight.org. wefacethefight.org. And, first thing I'll have to say, first initiative that anybody should do is just reach out to their friends. Pick up a phone, don't text. Pick up a phone and just find out if anything's on, whether it be a military veteran, and I'll be honest with you, anybody. This is it's a world pandemic for everybody that needs to get on this. Since the pandemic, post-pandemic, everything went a little astray.
It did.
And so we're trying to get back on track with that. Decency, human kindness, awareness, self-awareness is a huge thing. And also self-worth is even more important.
You're absolutely right about that. So along with what you're doing with Face the Fight, you starred in a Tubi cookie series called Kitchen Commando. It aired earlier this year. How much did you enjoy working on that show and helping turn around restaurants in the DMV area?
So I absolutely loved Kitchen Commando. If you know the show, I actually put my own flair into it with the military. So this is actually my uniform that was made for me. And I put structure into it. I didn't want to just save restaurants. I wanted to give them a purpose. I wanted to remind them of community. I wanted to remind them of 4 Ps. and why they're doing what they do. And then most importantly, I want to take them out in these different situations. Like, for instance, I serve service dogs. I train service dogs. So I brought in service dogs, made biscuits for them, and told the restaurants, whichever restaurant I was doing, the importance. I had kids from churches come in. I had, did food insecurities, where we go into the land and pick food and do all these different things that they weren't used to. They think it's all about the food and about the restaurant, but it's actually about themselves and their customers as well as their employees.
And you work with Gordon Ramsay on this show. How was it working with him?
I scared him. No, Chef Ramsay is a wonderful. We're friends. I've known him for a long time, and I was honored that he produced my first show for Tubi, Kitchen Commando for Tubi.
Of course. Yeah. And that's on Tubi, Kitchen Commando. And along with what you're doing with that, and, of course, with Face the Fight, you're known for working as a chef at the White House for 20 years. Overall, how was that experience working as a chef for 4 different presidents?
That experience is kind of like what I was telling you about the military.
Yeah.
Very structured, organized. There's no excuses. There are no alibis. There's no defaults. Everybody has to be on point. You're there for a particular reason, and the reason to be the best of the best of the best. So you don't have any confrontations. You don't have any stigmas. You don't have any colors. You don't have anything. You just do your job. So you learn a lot more about mindset, especially if you're already, like me, I was already in the military. So my mindset was just that much more focused, which led me to a path of success, which is Kitchen Commando and a lot of other endeavors I'm doing.
And for each president, did they have a favorite dish or a certain food to go to?
Favorite dish was anything that I cooked them, because my food is
Nice.
that.
Awesome.
I'm not bragging, but I'm a Southern boy, so I know
Right.
I know how to cook food, and it doesn't matter
Mhm.
whatever someone wants. I make a joke and I tell people, I say, it doesn't make if I'm making a bologna sandwich, it's gonna be the best bologna sandwich you ever had.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that at all. One last question for me before I let you go is, you're obviously keeping busy with multiple projects. What's next for you? What other projects do you have on the horizon that you can talk about?
Oh, on the horizon, I have another book coming. I do have a book out right now called Call Me Chef, Damn It.
Okay.
It's my autobiography, memoir. I have another cookbook that's going to be coming out. And I'm working on a couple different shows that's getting ready to come out between now and next year as well, as far as just, keeping that presence and helping kids. And of course, this is probably this USAA project is the best and most rewarding project that I've ever done in my entire career. And I mean that because the what it's going to affect and how many people it's going to affect, to include myself.
Absolutely. Well, Chef, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you're doing for Face the Fight and veterans, and continued success to you.